Okay, let's explore something intriguing today. Many of us, maybe you too, dream of a lifestyle change. Perhaps a smart investment somewhere, tropical. But what if it's more than just, a dream? What if there's a real estate market that's actually buzzing with potential right now? That's exactly what we're diving into today, the dynamic world of Phuket real estate. Specifically, what's happening in 2025, the trends, the forecasts. Now, our insights, they're drawn from a really comprehensive source. It's a blog post called Phuket Real Estate 2025 Market Trends and Forecast.
Right, and it's important to note this isn't just some random article. It comes straight from Ocean Worldwide.
Ocean Worldwide.
Yeah, they're a luxury real estate agency, and they've been based right there in Phuket since 2004, so decades of experience.
Okay, so they know the local scene.
Exactly, and they really focus on luxury residential property in Phuket and also Koh Samui. Plus, their director, Sandra O'Neill, she's apparently helped literally thousands of families and investors over the years. So this is grounded, expert perspective.
Gotcha. Deep expertise on the ground. So our mission today then, for you listening, is really to pull out the most important bits, the key nuggets from this detailed source. Kind of a shortcut, yeah. To get you well informed about this market as it's evolving. We'll hit the surprising facts, the engaging insights. So what does this all mean for you if you're maybe considering a slice of paradise? So kicking things off. The source starts by saying, the Phuket market is picking up nicely after, well, a few slower years.
Yeah.
What does picking up nicely actually translate to on the ground?
It means definite signs of recovery, momentum. Ocean Worldwide points out a few key things here. Property values, they're climbing steadily. Good for long-term investment thinking.
Okay.
Then there's new government support, which makes it, a pretty good time for buyers. And crucially, more foreign buyers are coming back. Plus, the rules around owning property, they seem to be getting clearer.
Clarity helps.
Big time. And areas like Phuket, Chonburi too, they're getting really popular. And people are choosing homes differently now, much more based on lifestyle.
Interesting shift. So we've got this positive pulse, but what's actually fueling it? What are the economic engines behind this optimism in Phuket?
Well, the big one is Thailand's overall economy. It's really seen as being back on track, and property is definitely reaping some rewards from that.
Okay.
And a huge piece of that is tourism rebounding. I mean, international arrivals are expected to top 35 million this year.
35 million. Wow.
Yeah, it's massive. And that's not just good for hotels, right? It's a strong signal for property investors. It drives interest in rentals, both short and long term. We're seeing lots of international buyers who are maybe just looking before, now they're seriously considering purchases.
Right, moving from browsing to buying. And you mentioned government support. It sounds like they're actively encouraging this. What specific things are they doing, like incentives?
Exactly. They're rolling out tangible stuff. Think tax breaks, especially for first-time buyers. Reduced transfer fees when you actually buy or sell. And then there are these visa programs designed specifically to attract foreign investors, making it easier to come and stay and invest.
So pulling people in, and this seems to be working, right? Because the source mentions increased foreign investment, strong interest from places like China, Singapore, the UK. How significant is this inflow of capital? What's it doing to the market?
It's playing a really crucial role. It's boosting demand, absolutely, and helping support that price growth we talked about. What underpins it is, well, a stable political climate, relatively speaking, and just attractive investment opportunities. What's fascinating here, I think, is how this confidence in the long-term prospects is such a significant factor in the recovery. It's not just about quick wins.
Okay, long-term confidence. That leads us perfectly into pricing. Always the big question.
Yeah.
What's it going to cost? The source predicts moderate but stable price growth. They call it a gentle climb, not a massive boom or, crazy overnight gains. What does that actually feel like for a buyer?
It means it's sustainable. It's not some speculative bubble waiting to pop. The market's kind of finding its feet after the pandemic disruptions. Developers aren't just rushing to build everything at once, which helps keep prices from going wild. And the government seems to be keeping an eye on affordability, too.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, trying to make sure homes don't become totally out of reach. And if you look regionally for 2025, Ocean Worldwide gives some specifics. West Coast, expect maybe 2-4% change. Inland areas, more like 1-3%. East Coast, maybe 0-2%.
And those differences depend on
Things like tourism levels in that specific area, how much infrastructure development is happening nearby, and just basic land availability,
Right. So it sounds like the message is patience pays off here.
Yeah.
The Phuket market rewards patience, encourages informed choices, taking that longer view. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Who is actually doing the buying in Phuket now? And what are they looking for? We hear a lot about the return of international purchasers.
Yeah, that's a big trend. After a period of, let's say, uncertainty, they're back. Eased travel restrictions are part of it, obviously. But it's also just Phuket's lasting appeal, right? It's seen as a great long-term spot, that sort of beachfront oasis.
Hmm.
And those proposed changes to foreign ownership laws we mentioned, like potentially increasing the condo quota, that's definitely encouraging for foreign buyers, makes it seem more accessible.
Makes sense. And what about what they're buying? Is that changing too?
Very much so. There's a definite shift towards lifestyle-driven choices. Buyers in 2025 aren't just looking for four walls and a roof. They want specifics. Amenities like private gyms, maybe wellness spaces. Access to nature is huge now.
Yep.
And features for hybrid work, so dedicated home offices, reliable high-speed internet. It's all about prioritizing well-being and experiences.
And tied into that maybe is this growing demand for branded residences.
Yeah.
The ones linked to luxury hotels.
Exactly. They hit a sweet spot. You get the high-end living, the hotel-style services, potential rental income. And for many, it's just hassle-free ownership. You can lock up and leave, but it's still working for you. Big appeal there.
All right, so if you're looking, where should you actually focus your search? Let's talk hotspots and emerging opportunities. What does Ocean Worldwide say?
Well, no huge surprise, the West Coast is still dominant. Places like Surin, Bangtao, Kamala, great beaches, established infrastructure, lots of luxury villas and condos.
But popular means pricey.
Generally, yeah. Demand is strong, so entry costs are higher and there's more competition for properties, but the appeal is obvious.
But you mentioned the market is expanding beyond the usual suspects. Inland areas like Talang, what's the draw there?
Affordability is a big one. You often get larger plots of land, too. And it's still close enough to key amenities, but offers a more sort of relaxed lifestyle away from the main tourist crowds.
Right, a different vibe.
Exactly. It shows the Thailand real estate market is expanding beyond the obvious, as you said. It caters to a different kind of buyer, maybe someone putting down more permanent roots.
And what about new developments? Where are builders focusing?
Keep an eye on areas near the airport expansion. That's one hotspot. And also along the route of the proposed light rail system. Makes sense, right? Infrastructure drives growth.
Mm-hmm.
Developers are also getting creative, focusing on integrated resorts and lifestyle communities, offering really innovative high-end stuff, which raises a good question for you, the listener. Beyond just location, what other factors should you weigh up when you're looking at these emerging areas? Something to think about.
Okay, now let's get into something potentially tricky, especially for foreign buyers. The legal side. There's this thing about nominee company enforcement. What's that about?
Ah, yes. Basically, the rules around using Thai companies' sort of nominee structures for foreign property ownership are getting stricter.
Stricter how?
The company needs to be a real business. It needs genuine Thai shareholders with a real stake, not just, names on paper to hold land.
Right. And that's causing
some confusion and hesitation, as the source puts it. It's a shift from how things were sometimes done before, so people are being more cautious.
Okay, caution. And what about those potential positive changes? The leasehold extensions and condo quotas.
Yes, those are highly anticipated. Talk of extending leases from the current 30 years, potentially up to 99 years, and adjusting the foreign ownership quota in condos from 49% maybe up to 75%.
That would be huge for foreign buyers.
Absolutely massive. If they go through, and that's the key thing, they're still under review. It's a bit of a waiting game right now.
So, connecting the dots. This lack of clarity on the legal front, both the stricter enforcement and the pending positive changes, is probably holding some people back.
For sure. It's a real concern for some potential buyers. Clearer guidance from the government would definitely help smooth things out and probably encourage more investment.
Despite those legal question marks, though, one thing that seems really positive is the government's commitment to infrastructure. That's going to be great news for long-term investment, right?
Absolutely. Big projects are underway or planned. We're talking the Kathu Pathom Tunnel, which should really help with traffic between those key areas.
Always a headache, that traffic.
Tell me about it. Then there's the Phuket International Airport expansion. Even talk of a possible second airport over in Phang Nga province nearby. And, of course, the planned Phuket Light Rail Transit, the LRT project, all aimed at improving connectivity across the island.
And it's not just transport, is it? There are other upgrades happening.
Right, healthcare, for example. The new Bumrungrad International Hospital near Mai Khao, that's a big name, attracting people who value top-tier medical care.
Definitely a draw for high net worth individuals.
Exactly. Plus general upgrades to expressways and, importantly, digital infrastructure across the island. Essential these days.
But all this development, especially in popular spots like Chirngtale, Bangtao, doesn't it put pressure on utilities? Traffic, power, water.
It absolutely does. That's the flip side. Rapid growth has strained things. Traffic congestion, yes. Occasional power outages, water scarcity can be an issue.
So are they addressing that?
They are working on it. The source mentions ongoing solutions, things like a new waste management facility and expanded water pipeline networks connecting to Fenga to boost supply. So yes, they're trying to manage the growing pains.
Okay, good to know they're tackling it. Let's shift to the numbers now. Market performance, supply dynamics. What does the data actually tell us? We saw that post-pandemic surge after the Sandbox program started in July 2021. That really kickstarted demand, didn't it? Especially at the high end.
Oh, absolutely. And 2023 was, well, pretty phenomenal. Record-breaking transaction volumes. Villa sales apparently quadrupled the pre-pandemic average. Over 400 resort villas sold.
Quadrupled. Wow.
Yeah. And condos hit record highs, too. Over 2,000 units changing hands. A really strong rebound.
And that trend seemed to have continued, maybe shifted slightly, into 2024. Looking at the comparison, condos seem to be really surging.
That's right. Condo supply jumped massively, like 10,400 new units launched, up almost 150% year on year. And sales followed, up 60% with over 6,000 units sold.
While villas also grew, just not quite as dramatically.
Correct. Villa launches were up over 50%, about 263 new units, and sales up 18%, around 573 villas sold. Still strong growth, but condos definitely took the lead in volume.
Why the condo surge, do you think?
Likely a mix of things. Price accessibility is a big one. Condos offer a lower entry point. Developer incentives probably play a role. And strong rental demand, especially from tourists and expats.
And location matters here too, right? Bangkok was huge for condos.
Yeah, Bangtao accounted for something like 68% of all condo transactions. Huge concentration there. For villas, Chirngtale was the strongest area, about 27% of sales.
Okay. And what about pricing within those categories?
Average condo prices have held pretty steady, which fits that moderate growth picture. Villa prices, though, have increased. You can find villas starting around, say, 4 million Thai baht, but they go way up. Over 700 million baht for the really exclusive Seaview estates. Big range.
So lots of activity, increased project launches, busy resale market. Sounds like a dynamic market overall.
Definitely dynamic. And that means increased competition among developers, which, for you as a buyer, can often mean better deals, more incentives being offered.
So thinking purely as an investor now, making your money work, where are the best opportunities? What about rental yields?
Well, those high-yield condo investments look pretty attractive based on the data, especially luxury ones in good locations with the right amenities. If they cater well to the tourist market or the long-term expat crowd, the yields can be quite good. Key things are location, good management, and the right kind of unit size, layout, etc.
And beyond the monthly rent check, what about long-term appreciation? Is Phuket still seen as a place where property value will grow over time?
The expectation is yes, that moderate but steady growth we keep mentioning. So it looks like a sound investment from an appreciation perspective too. What drives that? Ongoing infrastructure improvements, the overall Thai economic growth, and just the fact that it's an island, there's limited land available, especially in prime spots.
Right, they're not making any more beachfront land.
Exactly. And if you are going the rental route, strategic management is key. You can't just buy and hope. You need to target the right renters, set competitive rates, do your homework there, and really use online platforms effectively to market your property. Be proactive.
Makes sense. Now, we need a balanced view. While the outlook seems largely positive, what are the potential challenges or risks investors should keep in mind?
Okay, good point. Global economic wobbles are always a factor, right? The source mentions a potential U.S. tariff issue with Thailand, for instance. But it also makes a crucial point. The high net worth individuals who are very active in the Phuket luxury market, they tend to be less sensitive to short-term economic shocks, so maybe less impact there than in other markets.
Okay, what else? We touched on infrastructure strain earlier.
Yeah, that's definitely a consideration, especially in those popular West Coast spots. Traffic, power, waste management. If those issues aren't continually addressed, they could impact quality of life and maybe property values down the line.
And water scarcity. That sounds like a significant concern, especially with more tourists and residents.
It is, particularly in the dry season. It's a known challenge linked to the island's rapid development. But again, solutions are being actively looked at: desalination, rainwater harvesting, conservation measures. It's on the radar, which is important.
So it really comes down to doing your homework.
Absolutely. The key message from Ocean Worldwide is you need a thorough understanding of both the opportunities and these risks. That's how you make sound decisions and aim for long-term success. No rose-tinted glasses.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, our deep dive into the Phuket property market for 2025. What's the final verdict? It feels pretty clear that things have, settled after the turbulence and are now moving forward steadily. It's not a frantic gold rush.
No, not a wild ride. More like a good, stable environment for people who plan carefully and make smart choices.
And it seems to appeal broadly, right? Whether you're an expat looking for that sunny lifestyle change, or an investor focused on rental yields, or maybe a family wanting to put down roots somewhere beautiful. It seems like 2025 offers some real chances.
I think so. To quickly recap the conditions, prices are still reasonable, stable. Supply is okay, though maybe getting tighter in the best spots. The legal rules are evolving, potentially becoming more helpful for everyone, local and foreign buyers alike.
Right.
We're seeing that continued foreign investment. People want different things in a home now, that lifestyle focus. And good value isn't just found in Bangkok anymore. Phuket's offering a lot.
So the final thought then, building on the source.
Yeah.
What does this mean for your next steps if you're listening and considering this? Well, the suggestion seems to be think about acting while conditions are good, while there's still decent choice, and the market feels balanced. Because looking ahead to 2026, things might start shifting again, maybe tightening up.
Which leaves us with a question to ponder, really. How will these insights, this picture of Phuket in 2025, shape your vision for a possible future there?